Mogu? Uh, so hello everybody, my name is Pavao, and I'd like to talk about a pretty narrow range of topics regarding online education. What you see here on the screen is Bura Znanja, our logo. We are educational startup, technology educational startup, little company that is trying to produce online courses on our local University of Rijeka. And we have been doing this for almost 2 years now. And we have some stories to share and to talk about online education, which is, as we saw today from guys from Harvard who developed online courses at edX, that is really popular today, and it's going to be, I hope it's going to be interesting. So I'd like to start with a statement that online education is actually better than face-to-face instruction. So it's better than what we can see at traditional venues. Why is it better? We have basically 3 reasons why we think it's better. First of all, it's more efficient. So it's more efficient. We will talk about why is it more efficient. It is also more economical, and at the end is the reason why we started this initiative. It is simply more applicable to today's society, which is living in an age of exponential information growth. So let's start with why is it more efficient. Let's first of all think about what does efficient learning mean. When you think about efficiency in learning, you think about how many units of information can you actually ingest and process in a unit of time. And I would argue that our traditional universities and traditional model of knowledge transfer is simply inefficient. Why? First of all, it's relied on one-size-fits-all lecture. So let's, for example, think about all of us here. We all have different backgrounds, different education, different skill sets, and so on. And let's think that I want to give you a lecture on statistics, for example. Every single one of you will have different preconditions for this course, and it's simply not going to cut. The more people you have in the classroom, the worse the experience is, because one-size-fits-all lecture just cannot deliver very efficient knowledge. Second thing is we have space-time constraints. What do I mean by this? I mean that let's say that I want to enroll in 2 different courses that are happening at the same time at 2 different places. I cannot do that. My freedom is compromised by that. I mean, it's just, it's very, very frustrating. I had in my experience, in my education, I wanted to combine things from law, things from humanities, and things from information sciences, computer science, that I just couldn't do because it was just too constraining. There were too many logistical problems. And next thing is, let's think about distractions in a classroom. First of all, distractions in classroom, we can describe them. Let's say that I watch that the whiteboard is like 20 meters away from me. Sometimes I will not see what the professor is writing, or sometimes it's going to happen that people around me are going to talk, murmur, chat, and so on, and I will not be able to concentrate on the lecture at hand. And we have all seen this picture many times. You see professors standing in front of the students, explaining. They are all writing down, one size fits all, with all the problems, both time and space constraints, and all these distractions that go with that. And let's think about why this hasn't been changed almost 300 years from now, before. From the period of Industrial Revolution. It's simply the same model that hasn't been changed a lot, and we need to change that. Also, what we have today, we have institutions that are trying to provide the balance between theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. So you have knowledge on one hand, and you have practical skills on the other hand. But the problem is that today universities have a lot more theory. All curricula are structured with a lot more theoretical lectures. Second thing that I mentioned is that online education is more economical. What do I mean by that? We have a situation where tuition fees for all colleges in the world are simply growing. They are growing at very fast rate, and people have even invented a term that is called higher education bubble, in which they want to say that basically you do not have enough cost benefit if you invest 4 or 5 or 6 years and a lot of money in your education. At the end you get not up-to-date knowledge that is not really applicable in today's labor market. So say, for example, that you want to go to Stanford. It's one of my favorite universities. I would need to pay at least $43,000 per year to attend Stanford. And if we just think about how many classes or courses would I be able to get from 1 year, this cost is going to get around $2,000 per one course, so that I get that high quality knowledge. And online education can provide this for free. And one other thing is, why is it more economical? Because you have the same cost for the professor to bring the traditional lecture. That professor can develop an online course that can be brought to millions of people worldwide. It can simply, for the same cost, can reach exponentially. You cannot imagine how many more students can benefit from one professor in this way. And then universities will simply move the theory away from the classrooms and solely focus on practical aspects of the knowledge creation and skill acquirement. Also, professors are going to move from people who are delivering frontal lectures, ex-cathedra lectures, to mentors. So we will have collaborative environment where students will come to the class already with some knowledge, and they will create, and the mentor will guide them. And this is also going to sparkle innovation in the classrooms, because if you have people who have different knowledges, but they have similar part of knowledge coming together to a class, they can have sex with their ideas, and they can invent invent more new knowledge. So, what do we really want? What does our initiative want? Our Bura Znanja. Why did we start this journey of ours? We want to empower people. We have pretty clear vision. We want to create a society where people perceive knowledge as something, as a commodity first, but as a commodity that has highest value of all commodities. That's one thing. And the second thing is, if you share your knowledge for free and openly, you will make something that's best for you and best for the people around you. Why is that so? Let's say, for example, that we have two people. So this girl on the left has some money, and she gives this money to the guy on the right. This is transfer of material value. And she doesn't really have that material value, right? If she fishes for the fish and she gives him the fish, she doesn't have fish anymore. But if this guy has some knowledge about how to make money or how to fish, and then he transfers this knowledge to her, he still has that knowledge. He still has that knowledge, and she has that knowledge. So we have grown two ideas together. And that guy who transferred his knowledge, he can get into a situation where she can transfer some knowledge that he doesn't have to him. And we are all growing at this moment. This is very profound, very logical, very simple fact, but the fact that we have a huge problem in our society, that people are just, when they know something, they think that it's to their benefit, that they just keep it to themselves, that knowledge. That's bad. Also, what we promote is very, very high levels of collaboration, because collaboration is really something that when you see something that you work on something on your own, yeah, it's fine. You can create something. But when you create something with several more people, this something is just bigger than the sum of its parts. It's just something that, it's just too profound to even. When I think about what we have done with our initiative, it's like a tree. It has grown from the little seed and it's now huge, and then it has a lot of branches and so on. I just cannot wrap my head around how big has it grown. And also, our initiative is not really something that I have done or just my co-founder here that has done. It is something that has really been made possible by a lot of people who all contributed in some way or part or form. Some were contributing less, some were contributing more, but it's something that is community driven. It's a process that is community driven, and at the end it is something that really wants to empower people in our community. And in conclusion, so I just want to restate some things that I mentioned. First of all, online education is better than face-to-face instruction because it's more efficient, because it's more economical, and it's more applicable to today's society. And before I end, I just want to give you a little video. I hope that the sound will work. And so you can see this in a small animation, what I said, and I hope you will enjoy. Thank you.